to Spain.
Hello everybody, my name is Lee.
And I'm Chris.
And we are documenting our video and Spain trip for 2014.
We just returned from Spain 2 days ago, and we're just trying to put together some of our thoughts about our trip, some things that we found about the culture of Spain that we found interesting. And I think nobody could introduce us better than our tour manager and translator, Norma. So, cultural differences in Spain that I felt. We didn't really get to spend too much time around, families outside of just running into them on the street, other than Paco Diaz. From what we could tell, it could have just been because of him treating us, or because of just how it is in Spain. It seemed that it was a very patriarchal society. While he was out there cooking and setting up everything, it seemed like his wife and his daughters were kind of taking care of like the washing and the serving and stuff like that. So I felt like that was kind of a very interesting addition, was the fact that America kind of came from a very patriarchal society and kind of went into what we are now. And it's kind of cool to see that some people are holding on to that in even a more different sense than we ever did. As far as other cultural differences, I think that like the meal times, waking up early, getting your breakfast, going to lunch at something light, and then waiting until about 9 o'clock to get dinner. And then once you do go to get dinner, you go to multiple restaurants and get small tapas, and then you just continue hopping around multiple restaurants, getting one or two things, maybe a glass of wine or a beer, instead of sitting down and having your whole meal at one restaurant.
My cultural shock or cultural differences, basically the time of meal actually. The place everywhere actually closed around 12 o'clock and reopens at 7. It was really weird for us. I mean, we try to go out, get some eat during that time. Everywhere is closed. That's one thing. Another thing was the architect of the Renaissance age or medieval age, what you want to call it, how the big influence the Catholic Church had at those times. We saw so much temples and so much churches that actually is probably the center of every town, and that's how it was back in, I would say, probably 1600. Anyway, and many other things I could probably think of, but the thing is, 3 weeks to observe all the culture is not long enough. But those are the things that I thought to pinpoint.
Alright, so my number one cultural shock that I think I saw was the amount of homeless people in all of the cities that we visited while we were in Spain. Coming from actually a very slummy area outside of Atlanta, you kind of see a lot of homeless people, but having whole entire alleys that are devoted just for the homeless was kind of a shock for me. It was like, instead of just having one on this street, one on this street, it seemed that they all just met together, and they were all there, and they all just sat there, and they slept in the same areas, they all begged in the same areas, and that was how it was. And I think that was kind of the weirdest thing for me while I was in Spain.
Estáis aquí ni siquiera miráis. Y mirando enfrente.
My cultural shock was the beach actually. When we arrived to San Sebastian, the first day I went to the beach, just walked on the beach, I saw a group of women just topless. I mean, from 60 to God knows like to 17. And that was a cultural shock for me. It came from a really conservative country, and seeing that, it was just, yeah, it was good. That's it.
What are you?